What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Blitz Bits, episode 3. I'm here with a variety of people. Levi Truman, Ruman's Burner, a.k.a. Jackson, a.k.a.
Yes,
Big
sir.
Tasty, and my boy Aiden, or Gridiron Galaxy, R.I.P. Gridiron Galaxy. Okay, so most overrated fantasy players. What are y'all thinking?
Definitely George Pickens.
George. Okay.
Definitely George Pickens. Bro. George Pickens was supposed to be like a top 10 wide receiver, and he hardcore fell off.
He's frozen. He's frozen in a mewing face. That's so funny. He's frozen mewing.
Hey,
bro, is Ryan frozen?
How about Trevor Lawrence, bro? Trevor Lawrence was such a big letdown this year, dude.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence sucked.
Trevor Lawrence, I think, in the second or third round, bro. And he absolutely fell on his face this year. Same thing with Justin Herbert, too, but that's not really his fault.
Dude, like every top 5 quarterback,
this
is a buzz.
The biggest disappointment's got to be Austin Eckler. I mean, bro was literally, I think he was number 1 last year, the number 1 RB, and I think he finished it like 27 this year.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler is old and stupid.
How about
I got Dameon Pierce at number 1. I got Dameon Pierce at number 1. I think in one of my fantasy drafts, I drafted him in like the 3rd round. And I was like, oh, let's go like bell cow back for a rookie quarterback, because last year I think he rushed over for like 1,300. And
I think he got like 900 rushing, I think.
Yeah, and he was the second string to a 50-50 split, and he wasn't even the best on the 50-50 split. So no, thank you. Then I got DeAndre Swift. He fell off the face of the earth at the end of the year. Tony Pollard.
Well, that's just because of the tush push, bro. Like he never gets the opportunity.
I mean, I don't know, because he was running the ball very well at the beginning of the year.
But he doesn't.
How about DK Metcalf, bro?
Dude, what? How many points did he put up against the Cowboys? I don't even like the Cowboys. The Cowboys suck. The Cowboys are terrible. I'm actually a Green Bay Packers fan.
Yeah.
Wow. We're all Green Bay Packers fans in here, bro.
Yeah.
True that. Except for Truman. Truman's actually proud of his franchise.
Yeah, we did great this year.
I'm gonna be honest.
Texans fan.
Hey, I'm proud of my franchise.
I don't think there's a bigger wide receiver bust than Calvin Ridley.
You don't think so?
Calvin Ridley, he had his games, but he was supposed to be like one of the best, and he lost me a lot of games.
Cooper Kupp.
I'll tell Cooper. Okay, Cooper Kupp's a good one. Why is that, Aiden?
Yeah.
I mean, he was like pick 3 in a lot of drafts, right? Something like that. He fell on his face.
And he got injured.
Justin Jefferson.
Pick.
But are we going to hold injuries against him?
Well, I think in the grand scheme of things, if you were to say like, hey, who were the most underperforming players this year, you would include the guys that had some injuries, but not like the ones that you knew were going to be injury prone. Oh,
dude, Terry McLaurin.
I accidentally drafted Terry McLaurin in the 2nd round. Truman can attest to this. I was going to draft Calvin Ridley in the 2nd round, and I accidentally drafted Terry McLaurin.
I remember.
So you're going to lose either way, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think I was sitting like in a quinceañera. I was outside. I could hear the music, and I was on the phone with Ryan while we were drafting.
And Dan.
And I just heard, oh fuck! I drafted Terry McLaurin, and I was like, dog.
So it was what it was I'm on my phone, right? My phone, and I'm scrolling and I'm looking at all these players. I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna get him. He's number 1 on my board. That's left at receiver, and I need a receiver now, right? I don't know who it was. I don't think it was Calvin Ridley. I think it was somebody else. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. And so it's one pick before me, right? So then my pick shows up and it pops me back at the top of the page. And I just clicked where it was. And it was like the 5th receiver on the board. And it was Terry McLaurin in the 2nd round. And I was like,
damn.
Oh my God. Hey, real quick though, before we continue, I want to show you guys this, because this right here is a travesty.
It's here. I have never sponsors.
Hey, go support Raid Shadow Legends. Use my discount code. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here on fantasy. See if it'll focus. I had the most points against by 100.
Hey, is that me? Congratulations. Is that me up there? Winner of the league?
I gave you your 100.
Winner of the league at 8-7. Wow, the most impressive fantasy season ever.
That's how we do, baby.
Dude, like nobody, like I honestly didn't do a lot of research for this bust section, because like nobody on my team really busted. They were all just kind of mid. Like CJ Stroud was like 10th. Here, let me look at it. Like the only guy that really like put in work for my team was Amon-Ra St. Brown. But like if I look at my team, it's like I had Sam Howell at the end of the year because CJ Stroud had the concussion. He was 14th. Austin Eckler was 27th. He was ass. And my other running back was Damian Pierce, who finished at 52. So they were pretty bad. But I ended up getting Ezekiel Elliott because, Pierce was doing bad. But he's 31. And then DK is 18, like right in the middle. Jake Ferguson didn't do bad. He's at 9th. But it felt like he should be a lot lower because he didn't really help that much for me. And then I kept having my other wide receivers get injured.
Ferg was putting up like 70 yards a game and like 2 touchdowns. Ferg was great all year.
Well,
Ferg is actually
week,
one of my
week 17. He got 9 points. He got 9 points in week 17.
Nerd alert.
Hey, honestly, hot take.
and then he got 8.5 16.
Patrick Mahomes is not really a hot take.
Yeah.
I would say that he underperformed because everybody always drafts him. Like the people that don't know fantasy, it's their first year playing. They always draft Mahomes so early.
Bro,
Mahomes. Him and Travis Kelce, because Kelce was like consensus number 1. They were both consensus number 1 quarterbacks, and they both kind of fell on their faces.
That's true. I got one that lost.
Ryan's league.
Yeah, you did. You did, didn't you?
You dumbass.
Hey,
this guy thinks he knows ball.
Dude, I got to pick up Gibbs halfway through the season. Someone dropped him.
Dude, it was Dan. Dan drafted Gibbs, dude. And he was like, Gibbs
so
sucks.
dumb.
I was like, that's a rookie back. But you know who he traded for? He traded for Bustin Fields, bro.
Bustin Fields.
Dude, you know what I'm mad about? I drafted Devon A-Chain in the draft, obviously. And for the first 3 weeks, he didn't play. And then I was like, all right, he hasn't gotten any snaps in the first 3 weeks. I'm going to drop him. I'm going to get somebody else. Literally the next week, I think it was when they played Denver and dropped 70.
Yeah. And he had like 50 points?
40 points or something. And I was so mad because Ryan picked him up. And I was like, dog, I literally just dropped him.
I only picked him up as a joke. Like I was going to hold him for ransomware. Like I didn't even start him.
Then you
just
dropped him though.
Are you talking about?
No,
Truman,
you dropped him too.
Because
I picked up A-Chain and Tank Dell in 1 week.
Yeah,
I only dropped Tank Dell after he was injured.
That's a good week. Damn, A-Chain and Tank Dell, bro. Truman, your A-Chain story is like the inverse of like my Jonathan Taylor story. 2 years back, I had Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team, and I traded him like week 2 or something because he sucked, right? And I didn't get him back until like week 7 or 8 or whatever. I don't remember when I got him back, but I traded back for him because I saw them come up. And then the day after I traded for him was his game against the Bills when he had like 200 yards and 5 touchdowns, bro. And that's like my greatest like fantasy fleece of all time, bro. Like I still think about that to this day, bro.
The only times I've ever had any crazy fleeces was whenever Truman was first into fantasy, and I'd be like, "Yeah, bro, give me Patrick Mahomes. Like you don't even need quarterbacks in this league."
Okay, hold on, because I don't remember what the trade was, but it wasn't that bad. And dude, that freaking trade review system that we had this year, or maybe it was last year, I don't know, but it was some bullshit. I was about to fleece the fuck out of somebody, and then they came in. They're like, "Hold on, wait a minute, this is a bad trade." And I was like, "Come on, man! I fully convinced him."
Dude, we had a group. Yeah, that was you. Yeah,
it was Jackson. That's right, dude. I was about to get Justin Jefferson,
and like I was gonna give you Justin Jefferson, and I think like Kyron Williams for Austin Eckler and like some other bum.
And Jackson calls me. Jackson calls me and goes, "Is Truman legit? Is he cool?" And I'm like, no,
dude. I was because it was like the first 3 weeks into the season, and Austin Eckler hadn't been doing fucking anything, and I knew he was going to be ass. So I was like, hey, let me try to get something out of it. And I was pulling up all the stats. I was like, look, he was number 1 running back last year. He's going to be great.
You were going to give me Eckler and Tyler Lockett. That's who it was.
Dude, I will never forgive Ryan for that. It was the biggest fleece of my life, and I got cock blocked.
I'd
He
be out
called
there.
me. I didn't know who
Wow.
he was trading for. He just says, "Hey, bro, would you trade away Jefferson for Eckler and Lockett?" And I was like, "Hell no!"
Well, in my mind,
What's wrong
Jefferson
with
had
you?
just got hurt, and he was out for like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some 7 weeks, and then I don't remember who else I was going to give him, but it seemed like a good idea at the time.
And then he came back prematurely, and then he played decent. But I mean, I don't even care if like Justin Jefferson is injured. I just would never trade him. Like never, ever. Like
Yeah,
unless he's done for the
honestly,
rest of the
bro.
year. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
at that
hey.
time, I had no running backs either. I think my running backs were like Raheem. No, my running backs were Devin Achane, who got hurt, and Kyron Williams, who also was hurt. So I had no running backs, and I was using like Dante Foreman and some other bum, and I was like, I need a running back, and so I think that's what I was thinking. But
Dude, so I'm gonna tell you an overrated fantasy player that lost me $1,000. Check this out. So if I go to my underdog fantasy, go to my results, where is it at? Here it is. So I had 4 picks for $1,000, right? Adam Thielen over a half 100-yard game. Dak Prescott under 12.5 picks. CeeDee Lamb over I think it was 3.5 100-yard receptions. Okay.
Is that Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle lost me my $1,000 bet off $10. All right. Jalen
What
Waddle
did you bet on
sucked
it?
this
What
year.
was the
It was underdog, and I bet
Yeah.
the crazy like not likely ones. And
I'm just
it
starting
was
to get into sports betting.
I think it's pretty enjoyable. I just put in $10-20 at a time, and
Yeah.
from my paycheck.
I have
That's what I do. I win a couple
I
$100.
have 2 parlays on the NBA tonight, and it's I bet $5 and it can turn into like 75 or something. So wish me luck, boys.
For sure. Okay. So there's one man that could not be with us today, and I did not get around to doing the video, but let's just share a tribute to our buddy Ahmad. All right. R.I.P. Ahmad. He died from
R.I.P.,
a
bro.
Big Mac and Alex's mother giving him a penetration. So R.I.P. Ahmad.
He
All right, now
died
moving
for
on.
being the least
Hey,
loyal
is that the
49ers
Ravens
fan
fan?
ever.
What?
is Ahmad the Ravens fan that I said womp womp to?
No, that was Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, honestly, if
Love
Nikki's
you,
watching
Nikki.
this, I apologize. Yeah, love you, Nikki. I apologize if Nikki's watching this, but honestly, glow up for Nikki for cutting the hair. All right. For a while, I thought he was a chick. I actually did because I didn't know. I promise I didn't know.
If we're being honest, most of us go through that phase. That was me freshman, sophomore year.
All right, guys, it's the end of the podcast. See you guys later. So okay, underrated fantasy players. I got Dak. All right, it's all Cowboys guys, by the way. I just want y'all to know. It's all Dak. It's all Cowboys players. Dak, Jake Ferguson, and Aubrey.
Underrated.
Brandon Aubrey was really good.
Yeah, Brandon Aubrey was
I
good.
think
Ferguson was good.
I think Mike Evans is just always underrated in fantasy for some reason.
That's
that
true.
dude finished
Yeah.
I think top 3 in PPR points or something.
It's the same thing with
Dude
Brady.
was
It's the same thing with
great.
Brady, where they're like, "Oh, he's too old. This is the year he's gonna fall off."
No, if you
Yeah.
were to put underrated into a team, it would be the Rams. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp came out.
Mhm.
The Rams had every one of their players consistently putting up points.
Yeah.
Jackson with a not brain dead take.
Bro,
Holy crap.
I'm not retarded. I'm not retarded.
Oh, we gotta add a bleep. No, you used up your points. You're getting kicked. No, okay.
And he said it twice too.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, come on now.
I'm not stupid.
So, but Jackson, who do you have as underrated fantasy players though?
Gave you 2. I mean, literally, I think almost every rookie wide receiver taken in the top 2 or 3 rounds was underrated and had a great season. Puka Nacua, Jordan Addison had a great season. Rashee Rice had a great season. Even Jaden Reed had a pretty decent season. Who else was there? I mean, I can't think of it. The list keeps going. I think every rookie wide
Tank
receiver.
Dell, who
Tank
before
Dell
he got
had an
injured.
amazing season. Yeah.
Hey, I've got an underrated guy that I definitely didn't draft, and I think he was on waiver wire for a long time. And Truman will be very happy to hear this. Nico Collins.
Nico Collins and Noah Brown.
Mhm.
No, Noah Brown stinks.
Nico
No, Brown
Collins.
finished at like 60.
But Noah Brown had.
I feel like this
span of
guy-
3 weeks.
I feel like this guy is like underrated in fantasy and real life. I don't see this dude talked about ever, and he's like so consistent. James Conner, dude, he's been like putting up points
Yeah.
for like years on the Cardinals, and like he definitely wasn't like the best fantasy running back by any means this year, but like for like a solid like low end running back 1, high end running back 2, he was really solid, dude. He could get you like 18 to 20 points consistently, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. Aiden, who you got underrated?
I definitely had Nico Collins, but I would definitely go with Jordan Love too, just because I had a league where I had Joe Burrow and Herbert, and they both went down, so then I picked up Love, and he finished as QB5, won me a championship in that league too. I don't really know many other underrated. I definitely agreed with Jordan Addison too. He was a steal in like the 10th round.
Yeah, for sure. Truman, who you got underrated?
Underrated? Not a lot, honestly. Like I said, most of the guys on my team were kind of mid. Nobody did super great. Nobody did really bad beside Austin Eckler.
No, I totally yeah.
I think Baker Mayfield was really underrated too.
Baker Mayfield did pretty good. Yeah, it's just crazy because like that's like oh, and don't forget about DeMar Hamlin. He did phenomenal. Comeback player of the year. Kiss my ass.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude. Did y'all watch the pod where Truman and I talked about that?
Yep, DeMar Hamlin's him, man.
Jackson,
goat, bro.
did you watch that pod that I did, the first one?
I watched some of it. I don't think I heard anything about DeMar Hamlin.
We were talking about how Joe Flacco should probably win comeback player of the year or Baker Mayfield over
100%.
DeMar Hamlin because DeMar Hamlin had like 4 plays.
Bro, okay, I don't know if I can say this. I don't care if you almost freaking died.
You're just
He
copying
had-
what I said. There's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one.
dude.
There's
This is what
there's only one person that can have shock value on this video, and it's me. I'm narcissistic today.
Yes.
Just for today. Yeah. Oh, whoa! Don't say that. Oh, yikes! I mean, is there any other fantasy guys that y'all want to touch on that we didn't get to?
I think
Joel
we're good.
Embiid, fuck you for giving me 1 point. That's all I have to say.
Okay, moving on. New chapter.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy is a fat POS who should be 6 feet under. That's the
I
PC
hate him,
version.
bro.
That's the PC version. Okay, so this or that for Mike McCarthy. All right. Mike McCarthy or a thought daughter and a gay son.
I'm taking both. I'm taking both the thought daughter and the gay son. I hate McCarthy. Oh, like I cannot express how much he sucks.
Levi. Thought
You know,
daughter.
at
and-
least I can love. At least I can love my kids. You know.
That's true. That's true. Aiden, what about you? Thought daughter and gay son or McCarthy?
Dude, you should know my answer. I had to watch Mike McCarthy coach for like 15 years. What was it? Dude, his Packer run was way too long.
Dude, he's the Jason Garrett of the Packers, dude.
Mm.
You're sitting there and you're
Or the
watching
Bill
that ginger loser lose you football games. You're sitting there, get him out, and your owner comes out, Jerry Goins. He's like, well, we love Jason Garrett, and he loves the football team, and and you're sitting there like, dude, do you even know what you're saying? Like, do you even who are you? Like, what planet is Neptune? Like, dude, get out of here, fucking loser.
Jerry Jones is the Joe Biden of the NFL, bro.
Dude, he is, dude.
Fact.
Like, dude, he literally. Hold on. Like, I'm gonna find this quote just so I can talk about it. Cowboys.
We think he's
Jerry.
very special, very good guy.
Jerry Jones, all quote. Hey, listen to this. Okay, listen to this. You want to know how Joe Biden this man is? This is his quote. I want y'all, listen, you can probably figure out what he's saying based off context clues. That's not how sentences should work. You should never have to figure out what someone's saying based off context clues. You should know what they're saying based off what they say. This is what Jerry Jones said. I would anticipate, with looking ahead at our key contracts, that we'd like to address that, we'd like to anticipate that we'd be all in. I would anticipate that we will be all in at the end of the year. So when you say there's any thought, we will push the hell out of it. And the future is no more. What the fuck did he just say? He's just saying words.
One word. One word. Yapper.
Dude, here's another one. This is the same thing about going all in on the Cowboys. By the way, this is DallasCowboys.com, but I mean, he was on 105 through the fan at the Senior Bowl talking about this. Okay, so it'll be all in on different people than you've done in the past. We will be going all in. We've seen some things out of some of the players that we want to be all in on. Yes, I would say that when you see us coming in this year, not built it for the future, it's the best way I've ever said. And that ought to answer a lot of questions. That answered no questions. None. Zero. None. You've only made me think, what the hell is this guy saying? How is he the owner of a multi-billion-dollar franchise? None.
Bro, what players is he talking about? We have these same people from this year when we were supposed to make a deep playoff run.
Here's what Jones had to say on those thoughts. What thoughts? It would be disruptive to not do a free agent as far as where we were last year. I think you can anticipate us having some influence here and being involved in some free agent. Subject to the right free agents that we can get under the right money.
Bro.
This guy, and then Stephen Jones is all like, oh, the pie. Oh, the salary cap pie. Hee hee. He's just he's like a little Irish little Lucky Charms dude under the rainbow holding this pot of gold. He's like, the pie. Ooh, yikes. Get off my football team, dude. Sell the franchise. Okay.
Give me Trey Lance.
We're not starting this yet. We're not going to start this yet. We're not starting this yet. We're not starting this yet. Mike McCarthy or stubbing your toe. Mike McCarthy or stubbing your toe.
Stubbing my
I
toe.
can repair my stubbed toe. I can't repair a Mike McCarthy franchise.
I agree.
Why would I take a gay son and a thought daughter but not stub my toe?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. McCarthy or a pound of dirt?
You can do a lot with a pound of dirt.
You can do a lot with a pound of dirt.
You can grow a lot of things with a pound of dirt, but I don't think you can grow a franchise led by Mike McCarthy.
Well, I mean, you can definitely watch it decompose.
McCarthy or a McCarthy or a pound of dirt. Well, the pound of dirt actually has a purpose in this world. McCarthy or a dirty shoelace.
A pound of dirt has more personality than Mike McCarthy.
Bro, Mike McCarthy's like, ooh, Arby's menu. McCarthy or a dirty shoelace. That's a difficult.
I think at this point you gotta start thinking about taking Mike McCarthy at this one, because who really wants a dirty shoelace?
Me? I don't want to see.
Okay, is the dirty shoelace attached to a shoe, or is it just the shoelace?
No, it's just you walk on the side of the street, you see Mike McCarthy laying down, and then you see a shoelace, and then God comes up to you and says, "Pick one."
Safe
now.
One.
Oh, if that's the case, then you got to take the dirty shoelace. I thought it was
I think I could repurpose the shoelace.
I was gonna say,
yeah, you can get.
You might be able to use some bleach.
You can use some FC 100, and when I'm in the zone, when I see the foam, I'm in the zone. Clean your shoelaces.
I'm in the zone. I'll just save myself $150
bucks. Yes. Yeah, I'm taking a dirty shoelace. I'm taking a pound of dirt. I'm taking stubbing my toe. I'm taking a thought daughter, a gay son, and a transvestite, they, them. McCarthy or breast cancer. This is a difficult one.
No, I will 100% take breast cancer.
I'm taking Mike McCarthy just because breast cancer is not a joke. Fuck breast cancer.
Fuck breast cancer, but I'm taking it.
I can't get breast cancer.
Okay,
So,
that's fair. That's fair.
so I'm
Hey.
taking it.
What do you
Wanna
not
bet?
have any tits? That man's just missing tits. He said, "Want to bet?" He's gonna inject you with breast cancer
He's
DNA,
gonna give me breast
We're just gonna get
cancer.
the Easy E treatment.
the Easy E treatment. Hey, sit down and get some acupuncture needles. Jeez,
Breast
Aiden.
cancer acupuncture needles.
Aiden, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Definitely taking Mike. I liked what Levi said.
You can tell we're from Texas.
Bro, Mike McCarthy destroying our franchise is a real issue too. Nobody talks about that. Nobody's wearing special colors for us.
Okay. We got 2 Cowboys fans in here, right? I need to know
Yeah.
how long, like, what percentage of a sliver of chance of hope did you guys have that you guys were getting Bill Belichick?
Honestly, I put it at like 90%. Like I thought like Jerry. I thought Jerry Jones was gonna come on and be like, McCarthy's a great dude and we love him, but he's too fat for us, and then go get Fatty Billy B. I was so excited.
I was hoping.
Now he ain't even gonna be coaching at all. So
Yeah, I know. Isn't that so weird though? But I kind of enjoy that though. Like Billy B's great, but
Well-
like I want the young guys to have their opportunity.
yeah, Bill Belichick's a great coach. The only reason why he's not getting opportunities is because wherever he was going to get hired, the entire front office was going to get fired. And I don't think anyone wanted to fire their entire front office because he wants GM control. He wants front office control. And I don't think there's any modern franchises that want to do that anymore. So.
Well, and I think the only franchise that would allow that would be the Broncos, which is why they gave Sean Payton the job. Because Sean Payton wants to be judge, jury, and executioner. Like whenever he left the Saints, he left them in salary cap hell. He left them with trash players because he was judge, jury, and executioner. So I mean, plain and simple, brother. Mike McCarthy or eternal damnation in hell. I'm taking McCarthy. Sorry, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Sorry myself.
I think I have to take McCarthy as well.
That's the only one I think we can consensus agree on, McCarthy. And even then, it's like you got to throw up the options. Let's weigh the pros and cons.
So you've got Mike McCarthy, which can run a franchise into the ground, and then he gets fired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have eternal damnation in hell, which is Mike McCarthy infinitely running a franchise and never getting fired. So you either have the Dallas Cowboys or the Green Bay Packers. So give me the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes! I agree. 100%.
Mike McCarthy, it felt like eternal damnation in hell in Green Bay. I mean, no matter what that dude was doing, he was staying for like forever.
That's true.
So it's a wonder he got fired.
Rodgers is like, I'm going to go try acid because of how much I hate this team. And McCarthy's like, okay, I'd have a number 3, please. He's like, no, I'm going to go try acid. And he's like, I said I want number 9 instead of number 9 large now.
Didn't McCarthy get fired from the Packers after a game that they lost to the Cardinals? And that was like
Josh Rosen
team in the league Cardinals. Yeah, it was the 3-13 Cardinals, and he got fired after that game in 2018. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
Hey, didn't we lose to the
I remember.
And then
0-3 Cardinals?
He fleeced Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. He told them that him and a bunch of other fired NFL head coaches had been studying tape all offseason. And then whenever he went to the draft show, they were like, or not the draft show, he went on the press conference and they were like, so you've been really studying tape? And he was like, well, I mean, I did for a couple months. They're like, like Jerry and Stephen were like, okay.
Yeah, McCarthy's retarded. I'm sorry, stupid.
That's the third one. 3 strikes, you're out.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm putting it back on the stage. Okay. Now, top 3 food restaurants Mike McCarthy should work at. My list goes as follows: Arby's, because they have the meats, Carl's Jr.'s, and Raising Cane's, but he only gets the Post Malone meal for the rest of his life.
I feel like McCarthy would be like a Golden
Okay, we have
Corral type of
crossover
guy.
here. I had Raising Cane's. Just 'cause yeah, he could be a Golden Corral, but that's not fast food, you know. That's just shit food. So like,
True.
I think he could definitely be at Raising Cane's. Culver's, he just screams Culver's, bro. Like that like I feel like he could make a mean cheese curd, you know. And then Burger King.
Yeah.
If he looks
Burger
like
King.
Burger King, if he smells like Burger King, then he probably works at Burger King, you know.
Facts.
Hey, I agree. I would let him stomp on my lettuce, though. I'd let him give me foot lettuce. Is that weird to
Okay.
say?
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you mean by
All
that?
right.
Yeah, I mean, you want him to do what to you?
Stomp on my lettuce? Jackson, who do you got? You got Golden Corral and what?
I agree with Burger King, 100%. I'm gonna stick with the Golden Corral take because he just looks like the type of guy to just sit down at Golden Corral for like hours at a time and just throw down.
Yeah. Like the workers are like, sir, you've been here for 8 hours. Well, it's all you can eat, and I've only
Yeah.
paid $20. And they're
Mike
like, what the hell?
Mike McCarthy, the type of guy to eat the customers at all you can eat restaurants.
Yes.
For a third,
Aiden.
I don't know.
Aiden.
I got a specific location, the Minneapolis Burger King, because that place is like the worst Burger King. Minneapolis just sucks in general, though. But
Isn't that
anyways,
where,
that's
where
good.
George Floyd, rest his soul, laid to rest?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is. Anyways, then I pick Waffle House, and then he just screams a Waffle House cook.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. And then, but the owner never gets rid of him because they really like him, even though he starts fights with everybody.
Yep. Green Bay Waffle House. Then I got a McDonald's in Africa, just so he can get away from here. Banish him.
Yeah.
Banish him.
Okay,
banish
if he's
him.
working at a McDonald's in Africa, how many do you think they run like a free promo there where like if you get this and this, you get a Ravens Super Bowl champion shirt or you get a Detroit Lions Super Bowl champion shirt? Like do you think they run like
Dude, that's
specials out
so
there?
messed up.
You get a free cup of water.
That's messed up, dude. Okay.
Hey,
We're rolling.
Can you cut
Cup
things
of
on the
water.
screen?
No, I can't.
Okay, well, I did something earlier that you can't like edit things out.
I can, but what'd you do?
Oh, okay. You'll see it when you go back to the tape.
Something
It might be okay.
George Floyd.
Yeah, you were talking
Yeah.
about George Floyd, and I started doing some things.
What'd you do? Did you?
He said something about George Floyd dying, and I immediately put up an L and started like choking. And so you might have to take that out. I don't know what you're allowed to post on YouTube.
Moving on. I don't. Dude, I don't care. I don't care. You're good. I'm
Okay,
not
bet.
tripping.
I bet.
No. So, okay. I got one more, actually, a fourth. All right. This is an honorable mention. A Minneapolis fentanyl dealer. That's where he should work at. I think
Yes.
he'd be the guy
Hmm.
to hide the fentanyl in his roles, and he looks
Yeah.
trustworthy enough. You know, I'd buy fentanyl from him if he promised me that I wouldn't die.
I don't know, dude. If I
Yes.
saw Mike McCarthy in a back alley as a cop, I might be a little suspicious. And then he would tell me that he was just like digging around in the trash for something to eat, and I'd be like, all right, okay.
But then you know he's capping because he's way too fat.
No, he wouldn't be the type of person to like just straight up sell you fentanyl. He'd lace it in like crumble cookies or something.
Dude, that actually low key, all he would have to do is take the fentanyl, put it in like a plastic bag, and carry a shit ton of burgers around and like put it where the cheese would go.
Oh, he's like that one guy. He's like that one guy who Terry Crews plays in The Longest Yard, where he's like, it ain't easy being cheesy. Here's a Big Mac.
And dude, plot twist,
He, like,
plot
carries
twist, he
around, like,
actually
a
works at
big-ass
all the
sourdough
restaurants.
cake, bro.
Yeah.
He works at all the restaurants, and you just gotta add a special DoorDash message. Like you just put a certain code in the special request, and then he puts the fentanyl in your food.
He does like a double shift. Like his day shift is at Burger King and his night shift is at Waffle House, and he just like goes back and forth.
He just never sleeps.
Bro.
He never sleeps. And then
It's all the fentanyl, man. The fumes.
NFL games. His lunch break is coaching NFL
He
games.
sleeps. He sleeps in his 4 30-minute breaks, bro. He gets 4 30-minute breaks throughout the day, bro.
And he's drawing up the most atrocious offensive plays you've ever seen in your life in his free time.
He goes into like a subconscious sleep where his body's in like autopilot, but he only does it in clock management situations.
Yeah, they're
Dude,
like, hey
about
McCarthy, how much time is left on the day? Call a timeout. Call a timeout. Just fucking robot. He's like
Dude,
a
all I
Russian.
can think
He's a
about now
Russian
is-
agent.
As like when I worked at Chick-fil-A, there was like a little like bucket that you would like throw the like fries into if they like fell on the floor or whatever. I can just imagine like Mike McCarthy like sneaking into the Chick-fil-A and like stealing that bucket of like shitty fries and just eating.
Pink Panthers is playing in the background. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Oh shit,
Yes,
that's
bro.
funny, dude. That is definitely a McCarthy. I like how this video has just turned into a McCarthy hate campaign. This is just the McCarthy hate campaign. Okay, ranking NFL commentators. Who do y'all have at number 1?
I got Gus Johnson.
Okay,
Me too.
Levi.
I have a tier list, bro. I can break down my tier list. I got it all figured out, bro. I'm a very opinionated person when it comes to commentators. Okay.
Okay. So let me get to
So-
Jackson, and I'll do mine, and then I'll let you share screen, and you can do yours. Okay. Okay, Jackson.
okay.
Who is your commentator?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really pay that much attention to commentators, but I'd probably take Trey again.
Troyman's all right.
I like Big Troy.
Mine is Jim Nance, Tony Womo, and Chris Collinsworth. Gus
Tony
Johnson's
Womo.
honorable mention number 4.
Tony Womo.
Tony Womo.
Tony Womo.
That's an inside
Tony
joke
Womo
between
just-
Truman and I. Hey, Truman, explain the origins of the Tony Womo joke.
It's a little bit offensive. People are gonna think we're making fun of him, but there's this. I'm not sure what he has. I think he has autism, but he's special needs in our school, and some of the kids were picking on him because he's a Cowboys fan.
I don't know what he has. I don't know.
Some of the kids in my school were picking on him because
Truman, hold on. Could you imagine being a mom and the doctor comes in and goes, I don't know what your son had. I think it's autism.
Oh my god, bro.
Okay, Truman.
like he likes football, but he's not very like knows what's going on, and so he didn't really know all the positions or anything. But like some kids went up to him one time and they're like, "Hey, we'll just say his name's Jonathan." They're like, "Hey, John, who's your favorite player?" He was like, "Tony Romo." And then they're like, "Okay, all right. Who's your favorite running back?" "Tony Romo." And then they were like, "What?" "All right, what about wide receiver? Who's your favorite wideout?" "Tony Romo." Every question you asked him, the answer was Tony Romo.
Yeah, dude.
Beast.
That was funny. Dude, he told me that day, and that just stayed in my brain. Tony Womo, just jeez, oh my goodness.
Man, he also
beast.
really hates ketchup. He really hates ketchup, and I'm not gonna lie. One day, I may have accidentally spilled some ketchup on his backpack, and he got really irate about that ketchup on his backpack. He was like walking around the lunchroom screaming, and like some of the teachers tried to like calm him down. They were like, "John, what happened? John, what happened?" And he was like, "He spilled ketchup on my backpack." But he was walking around with a banana too. So while he was like walking around freaking out, he was taking bites of banana. So he was like, "It's like he spilled ketchup on my backpack." Massive bite of banana.
Dude's going demolishing that potassium. He's gonna get a cramp from walking around. He's got to make sure he's staying healthy. Got to make sure he stays healthy.
Absolutely.
All right, Levi, every day, every night. Go ahead and
All right, I got you, bro.
Share screen, and I'm gonna see if I can get this to work for you.
So let me just start with my easy ones. I have Troy Aikman at the bottom. I know you Cowboys fans ain't gonna like this, but I fucking hate Troy Aikman. I hate Troy Aikman, bro. I do not like
I
his
love
commentary.
you, Levi.
I think he's very biased, and I think he adds little to no insight to color analyzing. Now, I think he's like in terms of like knowledge, he's good, but I just don't like his personality or his.
See, I think that's why he's the play-by-play guy. Like whenever they're like, all right, break this down, he's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you see a cover 2 coming through here. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like okay at that, but he's just very opinionated and very biased. And he has I've noticed over the years after watching, 10 years of Troy Aikman commentary, he's a very anti-Patriots guy. And, I just can't get behind that, bro. So then I got a lot of guys who are like, no clue who the fuck these guys are. I don't know who any of these people are. If I heard their voices, I'd probably know them. But, just a bunch of random white guys with receding hairlines. No clue
Hey,
who they are.
you've got Kevin
I got-
Burkhardt and best of the best, right?
Ooh, the Greg Olson
Yeah.
disrespect.
He's right there. Right there. So I think, okay, hear me out. So I have Greg Olson and Chris Collinsworth in here for 2 very different reasons. I have Greg Olson in this tier because I think he's on the rise. I like Greg Olson. I don't think he's up there with the likes of these guys up here yet, which is why I put him in good, not great. But I think he has the potential to be. And I have Chris Collinsworth in here for the opposite reason. I think he was up there with these guys, but he's just kind of like, I could honestly put him in legacy pick, like just these 2. I'm going to put him in here, though, just because I feel like he's definitely more active and I think at this point better than Al Michaels.
Wait.
But,
So here's a guy, all right, underutilized, coming down to
Yeah.
good, not great. All right. You're telling me Chris Collinsworth
Yeah.
is good, not great?
Honestly, I think he's a little Mahomey here. I think this one looked a little Mahomey.
Him just
But,
like I saw a 10-minute compilation of him just laughing. And it was because like after a big play, he'll just go, oh, yeah. He's a little Mahomey there with the sidearm. Yeah. Yeah.
Then I got this guy in here. I forget his name, but
How
I
did he
just
do
really
that?
don't like his accent. He's the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
that has the really thick New York accent. And to the end zone for the touchdown. Like he's like
Yeah.
okay, but
Yeah.
whatever. Al Michaels legacy pick. He's great, but he's just kind of washed now. He's
Yeah,
like
Al Michaels
he's like
is
Drew
only
Brees
on
in
Prime Video.
2020.
Yeah, dude, he's only
Yeah.
on Prime Video,
He's-
and whenever he does, he's just like, yeah, and yeah, like he does not add any
Yeah.
value at all.
Yep. So I got Gus up here. I think he has potential to be in best of the best, but he doesn't call NFL games regularly enough for him to be in best of the best. He calls more college
Sure.
games now.
Sure.
Kevin Harlan, he's just great all around. Love Kevin Harlan. And I also think Jim Nantz is just great all around.
Dude, Jim Nantz is
my
my
hot
number 1.
take. Really, my hot take
Mhm.
is that Joe Buck is the best commentator in the NFL. And I know a lot
like
of
Joe Buck.
people are gonna hate on me for that, but like, and they hate on him because he doesn't have enthusiasm, he doesn't have this and that. I think that's a problem of Joe Buck of old. I think Joe Buck had those problems a long time ago, but within the past like 10 years, he has like genuinely become like one of the most exciting commentators to watch. Like he's very like entertaining. He has a lot of knowledge. He doesn't really seem like he has many biases. He's great. Same thing with
Right.
Kevin Burkhardt. Kevin Burkhardt is probably the most exciting commentator to watch football with. This dude is just like whenever I think Kevin Burkhardt has honestly inspired me to get more into sports because that dude just like invigorates passion.
Yeah.
Iron Eagle is just classic. Love Iron Eagle. He's probably my favorite commentator. Is Iron
I've
Eagle.
actually never
he's
heard
just-
of him.
Really, he's the dude
Yeah.
that calls the NFL and NBA games. He's like CBS's like number 2 broadcaster behind Jim Nantz and Tony Romo.
Hold on here. Hold on.
Uh,
Wait, what's his name? Ian?
You'll know his voice. It's Ian Eagle. You'll know his voice the second you hear it.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Jeez, I'm selling right now.
You're good, bro.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
One victory for Pittsburgh surprised everybody walking into Orchard Park and getting the win. Burrow fires, intercepted.
Okay. Oh, I do know him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Okay. My bad.
And then Tony Romo. This is, I feel like, a hot take now. I feel like recency bias has gone against Tony Romo recently just because, he meat rides Josh Allen. He meat rides Patrick Mahomes. But this dude's ability to break down plays and, like, I just remember the first thing I think of with Tony Romo is the 2018 AFC Championship when he was just breaking down every single play the Patriots were doing before the Patriots were doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, he saw like Tom Brady call audibles and he's like, he's breaking it down. This means a chip block and a run out to the right. And it worked out exactly like he predicted.
Yeah.
It was a chip block by Gronk, run out to the right. And he did that like for like 3 straight drives for the Patriots. And this dude's like, he's just like incredible at recognizing plays, breaking them down, and he's entertaining too. So that's my tier list.
So I saw something though that because Romo hasn't been doing that at all recently, these last 2 years he's not been doing it at all. And the reason why is because there's somebody that's on Twitter that said that it was because CBS told him to stop.
Really?
Yeah, I have not seen him call out whenever he was calling the Cowboys game. I did not hear him go one time. Oh, the audible, they kill. They're switching the play. He does not do that anymore.
Why not?
He does not do that. I don't know. And people on Twitter were saying CBS told him to stop. So that's why I have him at my 2. If he kept doing that, like at the 2018 championship, that game, that's the only reason. Like, it made me feel like I was playing that 2018 championship.
That kills like half of his commentary, bro.
Exactly. It's like the only time he ever talks about the play is whenever he goes play by play and he zooms in on it and they like do like the little scribbles and stuff. But yeah, continue.
Anyway, that's ridiculous, but that's it. That's my whole tier list.
I got a question about the tier list.
Yeah. Yes,
do the Manning brothers for Monday Night Football, do they get a spot on this list or have they not been doing it long enough?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they're not in the thing, but like if for Manning cast, they're pretty entertaining. I'd put them like if there was a tier between great and good, not great, that's not legacy pick. I'd put them there because I don't think they're up there with the likes of these guys, but I also think they're better than these guys down here. So I'd put them in like a really good tier.
Right. Okay. I kind of like that. Okay, ranking NFL analyst, Adam Rank just sucks. So let's move on. Taylor Swift versus Anna Frey Super Bowl. Oh wait. Aiden, did you have something you wanted to say about Adam Rank?
Not really, other than Gridiron Galaxy blocked him. That's all I gotta say.
Hell yeah. Chad.
Let's go. Okay, Taylor Swift versus Anna Frey Super Bowl. What are we thinking? Is this a good one? Is this a bad one? Is it boring because we've already seen it before?
I think we've all heard that Usher's going to be doing the halftime show. I think kick him out. We don't need him. I think we need Taylor Swift Anna Frey cage match right on the center field.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Dude,
like
are you
that.
kidding me? UFC event right in the middle of it, boxing match. Dude, you know what they honestly should have done? They should have gotten Taylor Swift to do the halftime show. That would have been fire. I would have. I would have.
Well, actually,
They tried.
Okay, Taylor Swift was like the pick to do the halftime show this year, but she turned it down. I don't remember if that was this year or last year, but she's turned it down, I think, multiple times. So that's interesting to me.
Last time
I think she might have turned it down this year because she had that big Eras tour recently. She's been touring like this whole past year.
Yeah, and honestly, like if we're just gonna be 100% honest and not dog on her just because the NFL meat rides her so hard, she's honestly a great girlfriend. Like she goes and she'll go tour and then fly and go watch his game and then go tour and then go fly out and watch his game with the family. And then go tour.
Taylor
and then,
Swift is overhated on in the NFL landscape just because, they keep showing Taylor Swift on the screen. That's not her fucking fault. Like
that's true.
She's the most famous pop star in the world right now. Like, of course, the NFL is going to pan to her as much as possible.
It's definitely not her fault. Be mad at the NFL for sure. But I feel like a lot of the hate for Taylor Swift has already been there because of how annoying the fan base is.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just like, I don't know. It's like kind of unwarranted in my opinion because like she hasn't really like get mad at her fans, get mad at the NFL because obvious reasons. But like she didn't do anything. She makes pretty decent music. She is a good girlfriend. She's, other than her fucking carbon emissions waste, like she's not that problematic.
Right.
Like she's just all around like a decent person. But
no, all around. I mean,
whatever.
My girlfriend loves Taylor Swift, like absolutely adores Taylor Swift, wants to go to her concerts, all that stuff. So I've had to listen to her music, and I thought it was pretty much ass because all I heard was like "Shake It Off" and like Bad Blood and like that shit. And I was like, this sucks. Like I'm not listening to this, Avery. Like I love you, but we're gonna listen to some real boy music. Like we're gonna listen to like Larry June. We're gonna listen to some Larry June. We're gonna listen to some Metallica. All right, some System
Make
of
her
a
watch
Down.
Sam Sulek.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And then she's like,
music's all right.
and then she starts playing it, and I'm like, I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. I'm like, I can get into this. This is a little groovy.
I feel like if you listen to Taylor Swift's music and you like really think about it, a lot of the songs are almost identical. Like the themes in most of her songs, like I feel like that hate is kind of warranted.
Okay, so Truman and I have been arguing about this for a while. But I tell him that that's because that's just what an artist is. That's an artist. That's their style.
That's what a good artist does. A good, like, obviously, stay in your niche, make that money, whatever. But a great artist can take what they're good at and explore. They don't have to stick to this one thing.
Are you talking about sonically or lyrically?
Well, I'm talking about in general sonically. But for Taylor Swift specifically,
I think
she
her
doesn't
discography
explore.
sounds like wildly different.
Taylor Swift,
she does sonically. She does really branch out there, but a lot of people stay closed in sonically, and she does get out there. But she gets out there sonically, but lyrically, she always stays right there. And I feel like that's what most people analyze. They're looking at the lyrics, and that's kind of
she can never be Radiohead. That's all I got.
I like Radiohead.
She's got such the cult following that she doesn't need to switch it up, bro. If she makes a trash song, it's still gonna go platinum because her cult is so crazy. She doesn't need to stretch out in her music.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I disagree. I think like whenever you listen to Metallica, it's like Metallica pretty much makes the same music because it's rock music. It's like, what are you gonna do with rock music? Like, what are you gonna do to reinvent rock music? What are you gonna do to reinvent pop music? Like, what is Taylor going to do? Is she going to create a sound no one's ever heard? Like, no. Yeah. Every sound that's ever been heard has already been heard.
Artists do that all the time.
No, I'm talking about like in the pop landscape. I'm not like in like if you go listen to like a rap song, like that's what it mainly is. Like a rap song is like, damn, like this beat goes insanely hard. Like this is a great song. But if I listen to like The Weeknd, if I listen to The Weeknd or if I listen to like Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber, it's like, well, not Justin Bieber, he's been branching out, but that to me just doesn't make any much of a difference. Like it's just pop music. Pop music stays pop music.
My opinion still stays the same. Like I don't listen to a lot of rap or hip hop because it's all super repetitive to me. Like sex, drugs, money, cars, expensive things. Like repetitive lyrics get on my nerves, and I can't listen to it. So I don't listen to Taylor Swift either.
Listen to some Kendrick Lamar, bro.
See, I don't like Kendrick's voice. I feel like that's always something that people freak out about whenever I say I don't like Kendrick. His voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I don't know what it is. I did hear
listen to some JPEG Mafia, bro.
What's that? What?
I did listen to DNA recently though. That was pretty good.
Levi, what?
Okay.
What artist?
I said, listen to some JPEG Mafia.
Listen to some 3-6 Mafia. Look at
That's
you
a
rocking.
good pick too. Yeah.
I do like J. Cole.
Hey.
J. Cole is good.
J. Cole's good, but like J. Cole is like one of the best ever. J. Cole's so good.
Yeah.
Here recently, people have been like just schmeat writing him, and you can't really. Everybody loves J. Cole. Everybody loves J. Cole. It's kind of frustrating whenever you're listening to his albums and you're like, oh, I really like this. And everybody's like, oh, I haven't heard that one. And then now everybody's like, what's your favorite J. Cole song? Mine is this and this. And I'm like, okay. Mainstream.
Yeah, I
loser.
haven't heard a lot of J. Cole songs. It's kind of hard for me to listen to new music. You know, it just gets kind of boring. And I think my main problem with that is because I try to listen to the whole album instead of just like bits of it. But I always find like
I listen to the whole album.
Artist,
I listen to the whole album on every artist whenever they drop something.
Whenever I try to find a new artist, I go to like their most popular songs, and I feel like for some reason their most popular ones are always kind of the worst. Like, you know, J. Cole's a little bit of an exception because all of his popular songs are pretty good. You know, like No Role Models, Middle Child, I think is pretty popular, and then what's the one about the girl in the math class? What's that one called?
Wet Dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wet Dreams. I feel like those are all good songs, and they're probably like his most popular. But I feel like most of the time, the most popular songs are usually kind of mid.
Well, I don't know. I disagree. I think Taylor's pretty diverse. If you listen to her music, I think like her albums always I think I don't know. Like, do you like Tyler the Creator, Truman?
I like some of his stuff, yeah.
So like Tyler the Creator, every album is representing like another one of his alter egos. Like,
yeah.
And so like I think Taylor kind of does the same thing with her music. Like one album is about like this romance, and the second one's about this breakup, and this one's about like becoming famous and how she hates it. And then like it's just like it's just similar to that, but not like, I mean, not Tyler the Creator level though. Tyler the Creator's unmatched. But
the real question is how long are you giving Travis and Taylor?
If any relationships were going to work out, I'd give them that one. Unless it became too stressful for her managing everything and too stressful for him managing everything.
I mean, I don't think it'll be too bad. I mean, I feel like if anything, maybe not this year, but the next time Travis makes the Super Bowl, obviously Travis is going to propose when he wins the Super Bowl. Maybe not this year. It might be a little too soon for that. But let's hope he doesn't retire before he gets the chance to do it. But I think if anything, he's going to get tired of the insane fans. Like if it does end, that's what's going to be the downfall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember him making a quote. I don't remember what he said, but about the naked AI art about Taylor Swift. Like I remember him talking about how weird that was. But I mean, like, dude, don't hate us, man. We're fantasizing over here. All right? We're trying to have a good time.
Yeah,
I'm not here for a long time.
I need some Tom Brady AI art, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey.
Dude,
you know,
look at him kissing his sons.
I need some Julian Edelman.
Yeah, bro, Edelnut.
AI art, bro.
Bro, Edelnut goes hard. I love Edelnut. Edelnut, get my hot tub about 103, 104. And don't fuck it up. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Randy Moss.
Good. Just making sure.
Yo,
what is Truman mechanically yapping about over there?
You can hear my keyboard?
Yes.
I thought you couldn't hear that anymore because of the new mic. I'm trying to look for.
I can hear it on this.
I'm trying to look for the quote that you were talking about with Travis Kelce, but I can't find anything about him speaking on the AI art.
Truman, you know a lot about basketball, buddy?
No, I don't watch basketball at all. I watch my high school team sometimes.
Y'all gotta get more into basketball, bro.
I mean, I watch the Mavericks whenever they come on, but I just don't particularly like pertain to basketball that much. I play it and I watch it a little bit, but it's like I was telling Truman about like soccer. Like I played soccer my whole life. I won multiple league MVPs in my buy-in leagues. Like I was great at soccer, but I never once ever watched a soccer game in my life. I've never ever watched a soccer game. Like I just don't
I
enjoy
think
watching it.
soccer's pretty interesting to watch. I think. I mean, I only watched the World Cup. Like I think it was sophomore year when that was on.
I watch it
'Cause
once
I
a
would
year,
be
but it's
sitting in
pretty
class.
interesting.
It was so funny sitting in class because like we have a large Hispanic community in my area, and it was so funny because you just be like sitting in class, it's all quiet, everybody's like working on their computers and stuff, and then the class just gets super loud because Mexico scores or like USA scores or something. It was so funny. I mean,
don't know
some of the
anything.
teachers were even. We have like these big like touchscreen boards, and they would put the game on the boards because nobody wanted to do anything. They were all watching the World Cup.
That's actually kind of funny. That's actually hilarious. Jackson, what do you think about the Super Bowl this year?
Listen, man. Well, one, last time the 49ers and Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, we had a pandemic within the month, or the next month. But that aside, I don't bet against the Chiefs. I said that before they played the Ravens. I do not bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
What did
I
I
do it.
say? Guys, go watch the other podcast if you want to hear it verbatim. I'm not going to quote it. Just go click on it. I literally said that the Super Bowl was going to be Chiefs Niners. And the reason why, after the playoffs, after the Cowboys had lost, because I thought the Cowboys were going to be like playing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But they obviously didn't. Womp womp. Aiden, I hate you. Personally, just because you're a Packers fan. But like, yeah, I mean, I called that just because it's like you don't bet against Mahomes. He's been there, done that. He's almost like he's Brady-esque in the sense it's like, oh my gosh, this team's falling apart. What's going on? And then the playoffs come, and then all these bad players end up playing so much better.
Listen, I just want you to listen to me for a second, okay?
Okay.
So, 2018, right? Patriots. Patriots are going into the playoffs at 11-5. I think they were coming off of like they finished the year like with a loss to the Dolphins and a loss to like somebody else, and we ended up finishing 11-5, right? And we were the like 3 seed or something, or the 2 seed. And everyone was just like counting us out in the playoffs. Everyone just, Tom Brady's too old. He's not looking the same. Gronk's old. They're kind of washed. They're not headed in that direction. The Chargers, they're young. They have Austin Eckler. They're going to beat them in the first round. Whoop their ass in the first round, right? And
with Phillip Rivers, right?
And I remember Tracy Wolfson went up to interview Tom Brady after that game. And Tom was like, I hear everyone saying that we're too old and we're too washed up. We're not the same. And he goes, we'll see. And we ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. Now, granted, wasn't a great Super Bowl, but we shut down the number 1 offense in the Super Bowl and went on to win. Tom Brady got his 6th, right? This 2000, no, that was against the Rams. This 2023 Chiefs just reminds me exactly of that team. Like, they were not great offensively. They have a good defense. They're, but they have the experience and they just know how to do enough in these big games. They're inevitable, dude. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
100%. 100%. No, I totally agree. And that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like the Niners are good, but like Brock Purdy, like, does Brock Purdy got it? No, Brock Purdy does not got it. He does not have it. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback.
I don't know, man. You always say that that quarterback doesn't have it before they start. I mean, Brady was in the 6th round. Nobody thought Brady had it, and then he came in and literally lit shit up.
Brock Purdy's definitely not Brady.
No.
I mean, Brady wasn't super great starting out either.
Purdy's a good quarterback.
Levi.
Smart. He can make good reads. He has a decent arm. Yeah.
Truman said that to start the year, to start his career, Brock Brady was not good. And you know all of Brady's stats. Is that true?
I mean, he definitely was not the same quarterback that he was, I'd say 2006 onward, but he wasn't a bad quarterback. He was I'd say his first year, he wasn't great talent-wise or mechanically, but what carried them to the Super Bowl was his brain and his drive and his competitiveness. And I think after that, once he started getting to 2003, 2004, when he was getting more talented teams around him, he started to become a better quarterback.
Yeah,
I think he made his first Pro Bowl in 2002 or 2003. And his Madden ranking jumped from like a 51 in 2001 to I think a 90 in 2002 or something like that. So but it's definitely not the same, but it does remind me.
I got his stats right here.
The Super Bowl just reminds me of the 2018 Super Bowl because you have a really hot offense with a young quarterback and a great like all-around roster around them versus the Chiefs. And it's just like, on paper, the 49ers should win. They have the better defense. They have the better offense. They have all these talented players, but I just can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I see greatness. I know greatness when I see it. And that's greatness right there. That dude
totally.
is top 5. That dude's a top 5 quarterback of all time, especially if he wins this championship. Like, it's crazy.
No, I agree. But do you think that Brock Purdy has it?
Yeah. I don't know if he has a Super Bowl winning it, but he's a quarterback that I think can make reads when they matter, and he's able to extend plays. I mean, we saw what happened last game. He turned into fucking Lamar Jackson. Like, dude was running. He had like over 50 rushing yards in just the second half alone. Like, he's able to make plays when the scheme isn't working, right? And that's the difference that I think. Jared Goff is a good quarterback, and that Lions scheme, like I watched that whole NFC Championship game. I've never seen a scheme look that good. Like, they were turning these easy screen passes into 15-yard plays. But when those plays break down and those receivers can't get open, and he's not getting the protection he wants, Goff panics a little bit. He throws an interception, or he takes a bad sack, or he gets a fumble or whatever. Or he overthrows a guy. I saw so many plays last week where Goff was getting pressure and he just like overthrew a wide open receiver or something. Brock Purdy's not like that. Brock Purdy, I think, is able to make these plays. He's calm, cool, collected. He doesn't remind me of Brady or like a great, amazing quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. And that's all I have to say.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get out of here, man. It's already been an hour and 15, so I'm gonna have to dip.
You're good. Yeah, Jackson, for sure.
Yep.
Hey, Jackson. Jackson, before you leave, is the NFL rigged?
Yes.
Really?
It's scripted.
Why do you say that?
There's.
I'm under the payroll.
Real quick.
NFL.
Real quick, I just wanted to. I know this is not something we.
Hi, buddy.
Bye.
I know this is not something we planned to talk about or anything, but I was just thinking about whenever Levi was talking about the 2018 Tom Brady interview. Those interviews are always where you get some like really good quotes. And a quote that I've been seeing recently is the Kirk Cousins quote about like the if I was walking on water, my critics would say it's because I couldn't swim. I just wanted to know, like, off the top of your head, first one you can think of, what is the greatest sports quote? If you can think of one.
Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible.
Mine is this right here. DK Metcalf. Let me set the sound. DK Metcalf scores his second touchdown against the Cowboys. It's the greatest sports quote of all time. Standing on business. Standing on business for sure. That's definitely mine. That was cold as hell. Like I was actually pretty pissed, and I was like, okay, actually though, like that was actually some cool ass shit. That was some cool ass shit.
Dude, mine is definitely a Jair one. It was the one where he's like, "The pack is back, baby." Oh, like that, dude. He just fired up the Packers.
Dude, you know what's an overrated?
It's not the I'm from Charlotte. Is that what he said? I'm from Charlotte. Whatever he was talking about that. Whenever he almost like sold the game in overtime.
You know what my most overrated sports quote is though? Definitely. It's gotta be Geno Stone.
What?
They wrote me off, but I ain't right back. Like that is so cringe. It's so bad.
Just got
It
overused.
sucks.
Geno Smith, bro.
Yeah, dude, bro. Like, come on, dude. Like that's so overused.
Oh, I got
It's
another.
crap.
I got another really good sports quote. I forgot about this one. Whenever Pete Weber, you know the bowler, and he made I think he made a strike, and it was to
I
like
know what
win
you're
a
talking about.
championship. He goes, "Who do you think you are? I am." And that shit is
Yeah,
so
that one
cold,
was good.
bro. That shit
That-
is
that's-
so cold.
I mean, I wish his voice was a little bit deeper though, because he just sounded like a little kid. But like if he had that stone cold to him, bro, and he was just bro, that would have gone hard. I mean, that's still a funny meme, regardless. I got one. I got another a good sports quote. You see that? That's a W. That's a W
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a good one. That's a good one.
I eat those. Who's hungry?
I eat those.
I mean, I think honestly though, unironically,
getting arrested for stealing a lobster.
Unironically, the one of the best sports quotes of all time has got to be the "You play to win the game" speech. That one's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or
okay, I
when
got
when
one.
LeBron won the championship in 2016, he goes, "Cleveland, this is for you." Iconic, bro.
I got two. Number one is Nick Saban whenever he benched Jalen Hurts for Tua Tagovailoa, and he's like, and they keep asking him who's going to be the starting quarterback, and he's like, I ain't. Oh wait, no, what does he say? He's like, I ain't telling, so quit asking, and just like walked off. And then there's another one. It was the Oklahoma State the Oklahoma State head coach, and he's like, I see what you guys write in the papers every day, calling them blah blah blah. Come at me. I'm a grown man.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I honestly really respect that guy because yeah, it's kind of fucked that in college media like write about the players. I mean, and in the grand scheme of things, they're still kids. I mean,
Yeah.
Anywhere from 18 to for the most part, like 21, 22 max. But also another great all-time quote is from the GOAT coach. When they ask him about, what happened in the game, and he goes, we're on to Cincinnati. My focus is on Cincinnati. Just
Damn, I was gonna fucking say that, bitch. I was gonna say that, bro. Fuck you. And then Tom Brady dropped 4 touchdowns the next game.
Dude,
I mean, it was
watching-
Cincinnati.
I
So.
was watching Bill Belichick and Nick Saban football live, dude. Like Bill Belichick is actually.
Don't say it was Cincinnati. That was the 1-seeded Cincinnati Bengals, bro. That was the AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. That was that stretch when they made the playoffs for 5 years and they didn't win shit in the playoffs.
Oh, like a team I know that I don't support. Oh geez. Okay, is the NFL rigged? No, stop the tomfoolery. No, it's not. Quit doing that bullshit.
No, it's
not,
too
it's
hard. It's too hard to rig. It's too big of a business to rig. There's too many like people that would have to be in on it. Like
it's
I'm
just like
sure
the moon
that-
landing. It's
No.
like the moon landing. It's like the moon landing.
no,
You're telling me that
no. I
every
think-
single
no.
country is in on the fake moon landing? They're all
No.
and they're all like, hee, we're gonna fool everybody.
Okay, the moon landing is completely different. That one is completely retarded, considering they live streamed it for literally everyone. And
They live
there's
stream every
multiple
game
ways to
for
prove it.
everybody to see.
Stop! Shut up! Let me talk. God dang. It's People are thinking about scripting the NFL differently than what you should be. It's not about scripting the NFL as in like line by line. It's got to be exactly this thing.
Nobody
It's
thinks
about
it's line by line.
it's about influencing. It's about influencing the
think
game
it's
to
line
get an
by
outcome
line.
that you want. It's not going to go right all the time, but it's like improv. You're trying to get to a certain area, and it doesn't really matter how you get there as long as you get there.
I think
It's
that
not-
there are probably individual referees that have intentional like biases and stuff. I mean, like a good example is
Right.
like Tony Brothers in the NBA. Like his entire family are Celtics fans. I think he's a Celtics fan. He's been refereeing for like, forever. And I think the Celtics have like a super high winning record. Like when he referees Celtics games.
But you don't think the NBA
There's people
is
like
plotting and
that
scheming
that could be
for him
like
to be reffing Celtics games because everybody
no,
wants the
I
Celtics
don't
to win.
think no, I don't no, like I don't think that there are like certain people that probably want certain outcomes and probably pull certain strings, which is why you have like cheating scandals or you have the dude in the NBA, I don't remember his name, but the dude who went to federal prison because he was a referee and he was betting on NBA games, especially ones that he was reffing. Like I don't think that the NBA is like intentionally like pushing those guys to, or the NFL or whatever are intentionally pushing those guys to like move the chains and
Right.
metaphorically.
Well, so like think about like Cowboys versus Lions, right? Cowboys versus Lions. Does Decker report eligible?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
he did.
Well, the video says that he walks up to him, but the ref walks away, right? Is that the NFL going, actually want the Cowboys to win this game still to call a fake penalty? Or is it a human making a human error? Sounds like a human making a human error in a big stage. That's what it looked
What
like
do you
to me.
think, Aiden?
I don't know, but that is an egregious error.
Aiden.
I don't know how you
Dude,
can be
okay.
a ref in that big of a stage.
Okay. Aside from that part, that one I think was a mistake personally, but I honestly think the NFL is rigged to a certain extent. Not like a full out thing, but like they have to have like some influence to get the outcomes they want. Because like I saw this comment on Instagram, which really like made me think. Like back in 2018, when they fully allowed sports betting with the NFL changed its status from sport to entertainment. Then I don't know. My biggest thing I'll die on for is the 2020 NFL season, that Buccaneers Packers game. You cannot tell me there was so many terrible calls. They wanted Tom Brady playing Mahomes in the Super Bowl. You can't tell me that,
Get
Levi.
that shit out of here,
Bro,
Hey,
bro,
you
we
don't have
watch,
to
bro,
voice.
Aiden. Dude, were we watching the same game? There's no way that we are watching the same game, dude. Oh, wait, I think he's frozen.
Two
Wait, give him a
words.
minute.
2 words.
No, there were
Aiden.
so many
Ready?
terrible calls in that game.
It's 2 Ks. Ready? 2 words, 2 Ks. Kevin King.
No,
All I got to
dude,
say.
The drive
fair
before
argument.
Kevin King getting burnt, Alan Lazard literally was held by the jersey and the collar on an Aaron Rodgers interception on the drive
But
to the end.
there's calls that are missed like that all the time.
Dude, I know there were so many that game that I could look up a video or pictures of. They wanted Mahomes, the next GOAT, to play Tom Brady on his new team in the Super Bowl in
Dude.
Tampa. It was
Dude.
literally it was too good of an
Dude.
opportunity to pass up on.
Don't you dare come at me at, oh, they don't call. There's so many. Micah Parsons went like 77 quarters without a flag. And I could show you 8 pictures that I just have in my phone that are pic collages of every game. And it's like Mike McCarthy, not Mike McCarthy, freak. I'm gonna kill myself now. That's like Voldemort. It's like Micah Parsons, helmet this way, his nuts are being grabbed, or like his pants are coming off. It's like, dude, like, what do you think about that, Aiden? Do you think that that's just?
I think that he must have someone on the inside of the NFL that just really hates him, apparently, because
No, it's like it's the only reason he doesn't get those
Scheme and
calls
error.
is because the refs don't look at the offensive line all the time because holding happens every single play. Every single play. That is literally how offensive linemen are taught to play football is to hold. That's how you have to play football. You have to hold. And they just only call it sometimes. And that's I don't think it's rigging or anything. I just think that the refs aren't looking at the line all the time, you know?
Well, so Truman played line, right? And he personally, I'll let him speak on this in a second. He personally thinks that's fake. He doesn't think that's true. But I would make the argument against Truman, though, that I think whenever you're going up against someone who's equally as strong, equally as fast as you, and their job is just to get around you, I think though, like I'm making a pre-argument argument, like that. I think whenever they're equally fast, equally strong, that it makes it a lot more difficult. But Truman, you can say what you're going to say. I just Eminem's your ass. I just said everything you were going to say before you said it.
It's not that they're taught to hold. No offensive lineman is taught to hold. But like Ryan is saying, it does happen because these guys are the best of the best. Like Micah Parsons is an insane athlete. I know for a fact that I could not block Micah Parsons. I'm not an NFL athlete. But if I was an NFL athlete, even going up against them, those guys that are just like, that was always my kryptonite, was the guys that were just super fast, had a great first step, and could get around the edge real fast. Because what happens is, as an offensive tackle, if you got a guy who gets upfield real fast, then you have to back up real fast. Your kick step has to be really good. But what ends up happening a lot of time with most offensive tackles is they kick step way too far. They overcommit, and then they get beat inside. And what happens is linemen tend to grab at whatever they can, and that's what leads to a lot of holding calls. And what Levi's saying is right. Is there's 5 offensive linemen, sometimes 5 defensive linemen. That's 10 players you got to watch for penalties. And if it's a passing play, you also got to be looking downfield for pass interference, illegal contact, all these other kinds of things. And so it's not a thing that's going to be watched very closely.
100%, right? No, I totally agree. And that's the thing. And so it's like when people like were saying like, oh, Cowboys lost that game because of the Cowboys won that game because of the refs. I'm like, dude, refs just suck this year. Like refs are bad. Like you can't.
Refs just suck all the time. They just like
exactly.
If like I understand where Aiden's coming from. I understand where you're coming from because there were some egregious calls that were missed in that championship game. But I could probably find at least 10 egregious calls from every single game in NFL history.
Yeah.
And make a presentation. You know?
Dude, 100%. And Aiden, that's not taken away from your point or like dogging on you. I totally agree with Levi. But like I get what you're saying, but I think it comes out of a little bit of a bias though. You can't lie. Because y'all were that close to another Rodgers Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm not basing my whole theory on just that one game, though.
Okay.
They do it to a certain extent.
Why didn't Mike LaFleur go for it on 4th down? That's all I have to say.
Dude, I will admit though that the Packers did their job on defense until Tyler Johnson flopped forward on that 3rd down, and then they ran the clock out. Matt LaFleur made the right decision. We stopped them on 3rd down, and then they threw a flag and got Brady the free first down.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Do you think that Mahomes ever becomes the GOAT, Levi?
I'm rooting for the argument. That's why I want the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Dude,
why would you root against a good argument? No. Listen, I'm a Brady fan. I think Brady's always going to be the GOAT in my eyes. I'm going to be that fucking grandpa in 60 years. That's like, my kids are going to be like, did you see blah, 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 blah? He's incredible. He's the greatest quarterback. Yeah, but he ain't no Tom Brady, son.
Michael
Let me
Jordan.
tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, but like that. Arguments are what makes sports so entertaining. Like the Jordan-LeBron debate is like an all-time debate, and it's never going to end, no matter what.
Yeah.
Why would you root against that? It's entertaining. Let Mahomes get 5 Super Bowls. Let Mahomes get 6 Super Bowls. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Let him get all the stats, bro.
I don't know. I think
root for an argument, bro. Like
I think no matter what happens, no matter how many Super Bowls Mahomes gets. I think until he passes Brady's stat marks, which are honestly insane, and I don't know that Patrick Mahomes could do. I mean, it's fully possible. I just don't know that we're going to see another quarterback that has that much longevity and is elite for that long. But you always gotta look at it like this though. Like, yeah, maybe Mahomes ends up with more Super Bowls. Maybe his stats are better all time. But we did so. This is the thing that we never got to see with LeBron versus Jordan. They never played each other. Brady did play Mahomes, and I'm pretty sure he beat him every time. So I feel like if you have these two players that did compete
Brady
against
lost
each
to
other,
Mahomes a couple of times, but he beat him multiple times in the playoffs.
Super Bowl and the AFC Championship.
First time they played was in 2018, and Brady won 43-40. And then they played again later in the year in the AFC Championship, and we won that game 38-31. And then we played Mahomes again in 2019, and they won that game 24-17. And then in 2020, the Bucks played the Cheifs, and the Chiefs won that game, I think like 38-20 or something like that. And then we played them again in the Super Bowl, and they won 38-3 or 31-3, whatever it was.
Right.
So 31-9.
it's a pretty even split. So if the split is that even,
in
I don't know.
the
Maybe
playoffs, like it's the playoffs, you know.
Yeah.
if the split is that even, maybe this debate does go on for a little while. But I don't know. In my eyes, Brady will always be better. Even though I was a Brady hater for like 90% of my life, once he finally started getting onto the tail end of his career, and I started watching some videos about him, I was like, damn. I wish I would have paid more attention and not hated so hard, because this guy is truly the greatest quarterback of all time.
Fun fact, Jared Goff has more passing yards all time than Patrick Mahomes. And they started playing around the same time, I think. I think Goff was drafted in 2016.
Yes.
But and Mahomes.
He was drafted 1 year earlier, but Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that's why that's going to
be. Okay. I got an argument for y'all. Okay.
All right.
This is. I think this is very relevant. Okay,
wait, before you do that, I'm about to do the stats comparison.
Mechanical yapping. I got you.
He does. Goff has 2,000 more yards than Mahomes.
Okay.
What's that?
So
30,000.
here's my argument, boys. Okay. Alex Smith brought the shitty little Chiefs to the playoffs multiple times. He was very good for the Chiefs. Very good.
Yep.
Now, what did they do? They traded up and they got Patrick Mahomes. But they were going to playoffs.
For a year.
Sat him for a year. Now, the Cowboys go to the playoffs almost every year, but they can never get it over the hump like Alex Smith and the Chiefs. Do you think that they go trade up and go get a quarterback? Not this year, but in general. Alex Smith was a top 10 quarterback. Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback. But do you do that? Do you trade up, use some draft capital, potentially get the best? I mean, nobody's going to be better than Mahomes, but potentially the best?
I think it's not going to happen with McCarthy.
I think it's a culture issue more than a quarterback issue. I think.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Dak is 30 now. So I don't think it happens this
year.
year.
If you put Dak Prescott in the 49ers offense, he's getting 6,000 yards and 70.
Yes,
I know.
100%. 100%. 100%.
It's not a Dak issue. Dak is a great quarterback. He has incredible arm talent. He's fucking huge. He can kind of run the ball again.
Because whenever he was at Mississippi State, man, he was a runner. And then he put on 30 pounds and is like fucking swolled up.
Then broke his leg.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Whew. All right. I don't want to relive those days anymore.
Man. That was
rough,
fucking
dude. Red Rifle, dog. I actually thought Red Rifle was going to come save us. Because at the time I was getting kind of manipulated by that whole like Cowboys like fan base where it's like Dak sucks. Get Andy Dalton in there, a proven quarterback. And I was like, hey, I actually do want to see a change up though. You know, I don't want Dak to get injured. And then obviously Andy Dalton went like 3-13.
we can all agree that 2020 Dak was going to cool off at some point, right? Like he was not breaking Peyton Manning's passing yards record. He was not breaking the touchdowns record.
I
Right?
disagree.
We can all
Disagree.
You don't think so?
No, and here, you know why? It's because the defense was so bad. The defense was not getting a stop. The only game that entire season, other than at the back half, where they played good was the Rams game, the first game of the season, whenever they didn't have any tape on each other. They didn't do any offseason practices, and they were rusty as hell. That was the only game that Dak didn't have a crazy stat line, and the defense played good. And those two are correlated because I think I always make the argument for Truman that like bad teams have high passing court. Like for example, Sam Howell. Sam Howell was number one in passing yards.
Boom. Yep.
Yes. So the defense is terrible. Team sucks. They're down a lot. He's going to get crazy inflated yards. And do I think Dak was a top 5 quarterback that year? No, he really wasn't because he didn't make enough big time plays, enough big time throws. He was not extending plays. He did enough to get the back in game, but I don't think he was a top 5 quarterback. But like if you were to be like, if they played that whole year, does he get close? 100%. Does he break it? Maybe. 100% he gets close though. Because there's no way that Dak plays that entire season and his defense is letting up 35 points a game and he doesn't throw for 300, 400 yards. Because like
it just reminds me of like I don't know, because like I've seen this happen in like all kinds of sports and stuff like that, where these players just like go on these like crazy benders and then they cool off. Like you look at James Harden in 2018, dude was averaging in like a month, he was averaging 40 points per game and was like looking like the best scorer since Will Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, right? And then he cooled off the entire second half of the year and averaged like barely over 30 points per game and ended up cooling off at like 32 points per game or something like that, you know? Like,
Well,
which is still like great, but like, you know, he went from like potentially record-breaking numbers to like just a really good season.
Right. No, 100%. And that's fine. And I'm not comparing Dak and Manning. Manning was putting up insane numbers
which, by the way, that's my hot take is that's not Manning's best passing season in my opinion. But
if you were to say, what do you mean, throwing the football or like stat lines?
Well, like,
stat lines say no, obviously.
Well, no, because like if you're looking at just volume stats, that's the second or best quarterback season of all time. Like, dude had 5,500 passing yards, 55 touchdowns, you know. But in terms of like efficiency metrics and like passing yards per game and stuff like that, and EPA and all the like nerdy shit, like 2004 Peyton Manning,
the quarterback
was, like,
stats that actually matter.
Yeah. He was on such a different level then, which is why I put 04 Manning over 2013 Manning, but that's just me.
No, I totally agree. That's the thing that people get wrong is that they like box score shit. And it makes me so mad. And it's like, you know, it's like I don't know. It's stupid whenever they box score stuff because like there's so many statistics that prove everything otherwise. It's like Zeke ran for 1,000 yards one of his last years in Dallas. And they're like, well, Zeke was rushing for 4 yards a carry. And I was like, but go look at the advanced analytics that say like, how many times does he run into the hole that he's supposed to run into? How many times does he break contact? How many yards does he get after contact? How many times can he force a miss? How many times does he get a high run grade even though his offensive line folded? Everything was like bottom of the barrel, like 7th round. Like I could go out there and put up those exact stat lines that he was doing whenever these things were happening. Like he could not make people miss. He was only running in the zone that the play was designed to run in. But like then you go look at Tony Pollard that year. He was rushing for like 6 yards a carry the whole year. And he was on pace to like, I think he has the 3rd highest rushing yards per attempt in NFL history. With a certain amount of rushing attempts, of course. But like, because then if you go up to like the actual starters, it's like Barry Sanders and like Walter Payton with like 4.7, you know. But like if you go with like a certain amount of carries, he's up there because he had like 6 yards a carry, like 5.9. And then you go look at Tony Pollard's. It's like, what does he do? He makes people miss. He does not just stay in the zone that the run is supposed to go. Whenever the offensive line folds, how well does he do? He does very well. Like these different metrics prove that Tony Pollard was a superior player to Zeke. Tony Pollard broke his ankle, came back prematurely, looks like trash. I'm not paying him because I don't pay running backs, but like still better than Zeke this year, even with a half bum leg. So I totally agree. Look at the advanced analytics instead of box score.
Hey, listen, boys, I gotta head out. Great time.
I mean, I pretty much think that we covered all of it.
Do you think so?
It's a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah,
right, cool.
for sure.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, of course, dude. Aiden, you got anything you want to say?
All I gotta say is that my internet is just really terrible this whole stream. So sorry I couldn't really talk as much as I wanted to.
You're good, dude. You're good. Don't even be bugging over that. It's a good time to have you on.
You're good, yeah. Great talking to y'all. My last tidbit is that Tom Brady was robbed of MVP in 2021, and that's all I have to say.
Dude, his metrics were crazy. He was crazy that year. Who won MVP that year?
Aaron
Take a
fucking
guess. Mike
dude.
McCarthy was robbed of MVP that year.
Yes, Mike McCarthy robbed of MVP.
The year.
Yes,
dude. That's a
CJ
whole
Stroud
other
robbed this year.
That's a whole different argument, though.
Christian McCaffrey really robbed this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He deserves it.
Dude.
All right.
Hey, Levi, before you get out of here,
Yeah.
I got one thing to say.
Okay.
That's the problem that I have with Rodgers. I've only got one problem with him. He was such a damn good quarterback at not turning over the football. It ruined everyone's opinion on interceptions. Like whenever Dak threw 10 picks, they're comparing him to Rodgers, who had 40 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
and they're like,
Aaron Rodgers is just too efficient, bro. Too efficient.
Yes.
Dude, he had Mike McCarthy his whole career. Dude, imagine if he had someone else.
Bro, put Rodgers with Shanahan, dog. That would go crazy. That would go insane.
Well, that's why I think like Rodgers is like in 2021 or it was 2022, I think. Like I feel like everyone kind of overreacted to like how bad he was that year because he wasn't like great or anything, but like, oh, he threw over 10 interceptions. He's bad now. Like, no, like who gives a fuck, bro? Like 10 interceptions. If you have that many touchdowns, who cares?
Exactly. They traded Adams and
10
gave him a bunch of
interceptions.
rookies.
It's going to come with the volume.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Yeah,
They're traded for what?
Exactly.
Dude, he traded Adams and then just gave him rookie receivers like they did to him earlier in his career. Like they're just so used to turning bums like Alan Lazard into $44 million contracts. Like, they're just like, all right, let's do it again with Rodgers.
Yep.
For sure. But all right, boys, that's going to end Blitz and Bits number 3. I appreciate y'all for watching. Go watch another video. It helps my watch time, gets me out there. All right, I love y'all. Peace.
Take care.
See ya.
Love you.
Truman, you got to do it. Truman, you got to do it. There you go. Aiden, do it. Oh, he left. Okay. That loser.
Peace out.